Sorry about that. I was interrupted. The next one is a person with a hyphenated last name. So let's do our coding. Okay, we look where the spaces are. Take out the hyphen, close up the space. So Childress Edwards becomes the key unit. Joan is the second unit. People do this all the time when they get married and they want to keep their maiden name. Okay, so again, the first word is your married name. The second word is your maiden name. And no, might be the other way around. Anyway, I'm having a whatever. So some people might know her as Childress, but what about if they only know the Edwards part? So you always do a cross-reference for a hyphenated name. Now, when it's a person's name, this is going to get a little weird. You split the name apart, and Edwards now becomes the key unit. And then Joan, the person's first name, and then Childress. Okay, so because they're least likely to know Childress as the name, so that's why it's placed last when you do this cross-reference. In your C line, you go back to the coded order, and it's important not to write any symbols or punctuation, and I need to be able to see that you know that that is one word. So make sure you don't have a space between Childress and Edwards. Okay. All right, now a Keosaga. This is an example of an unusual name. Any foreign names, or if you have a person with two possible first names, like David Allen or something like that, you would do a cross-reference for. So if this was considered a foreign name, and it is, we are going to assume that the last unit is the surname. So that's going to be the key unit, and then a Kia would be the second unit. But how do we know how it goes in that language? So we're going to create a cross-reference for it. And if Saga was the key unit in the original, we're going to make Akio the key unit in the cross-reference. So Akio's first, and then Saga becomes second. In my C line, I go back to the original coding, and I write it in that order. That's a weird one, okay? All right, now when you have a company name that has more than, like if you have three surnames in it, just know that you need to have a cross-reference for each surname other than the first one. So if I'm going to go and code this, Smith's my key unit, then Childers, then and, Jones, Inc. Okay? Now, I'm going to have two cross-references for this one because Smith is already covered here in the original coding. It'll be covered, you know, you'll go to the S. But again, if someone only knows Childers, what are you going to do? You need to have a cross-reference that starts with Childers as a key unit and a cross-reference that has Jones as a key unit, in case people only know one of these names and not all three. So our first cross-reference, the number is going to be 5x. I'm running out of room here. Okay? And we're going to rotate the names in clockwise order. So we go with, start with Childers. No commas, okay? And then we're going to put Jones, and then and, Smith, Inc. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to code that. Okay. Childers is a Q unit. Jones is 2, and is 3, Smith is 4, and Inc. is 5. My C line will go back to the original coded one, which is Smith, Childers, and Jones. And that's how I write it. You'll notice I put a symbol here, but I wrote it out, the word and there. I don't get my shorts in and out about that, so you're okay. Your second cross-reference, I'm going to go over here just because it's getting hard to write. When you have more than one cross-reference for the same card, they're both numbered 5x, okay? Don't do 5x and 5xx. That's not how that goes. And we're going to start with Jones, and then Smith, because we're going in clockwise order, and Childers. Sorry, gotta find a better way to do this. I will perfect this as I go along. So, Inc. All right, you're gonna go ahead and code these. Okay, so there it is coded. Your C line will be the same as on the other one. It goes back to the original coded, which will be Smith, Childers, and Jones, Inc. Okay. Hopefully that helps you. I'm going to make some more of these for each of the rules. Have a good one.